Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to watch this update. I got a long update for you guys today on our storm that has been trying to move through, finish off its track along the eastern half of the U.S. And also, we're going to be taking a look at this big upcoming week of very fast-moving and strong systems that are going to be moving through. And you can see that we have our storm up here in the northeast trying to get out of here, and then we have our developing storm that soon will be our major system impacting the south with severe weather. Now we have a lot to talk about. We also have a little clipper system that could sweep through the northeast. We're also going to be talking about that, but for the most part we'll just be mainly talking about severe weather in the south, and then also this big upcoming storm and big upcoming storm systems that will be moving through. So we'll get into the update. So we're looking at the northeast right now, and you can see that we're pretty much done with it. I mean, there's still some snowfall falling. It's, for the most part, it's not that heavy, but it can be at times heavy. We had some snow that recently moved through Long Island and New Jersey as well. But really the main part of this is the snowfall in Vermont, New Hampshire, and obviously Maine. And you can see this pretty much moves out, and once we move into the morning hours, which actually, so this is actually not, sorry, scratch what I said. So where we're at 4:30. So really we're done with this system. And because right now it's 4. I mean, it is still raining in some areas, but it's just very tiny pockets of rain. So pretty much we're just done. But this was just what the storm looked like a few hours earlier, and pretty much now this is what it's looking like. We have some storms offshore, but that's it. And then possible scattered snow showers and rain showers scattered along the northeast. But that is pretty much it. So not something that we really need to talk about that much. Now we're looking at our snow totals. And I'm using this new website called Pivotal Weather. I know a lot of weather forecasters use this. But I'm just going to be using this for snow totals because it's very useful for snow totals. And you can see I put this to, it's like 30 hours out. So this would be late hours of tomorrow. That's pretty much when all the snow has fallen. And you can see we'll start off in Maine. You got 7 inches scattered. Just hit 9 inches over here. So pretty much all along the east coast of Maine. So eastern Maine and southern Maine. Watch out for that snow. It could continue falling, but for the most part it's over, and pretty much it's 7+ inches of snow pretty much all along the coastal areas of Maine. Then we'll go to New Hampshire, and you can see you got 7 inches of snow. 6 inches of snow. Same with Maine. Sorry, I meant Vermont. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how much snow actually will be falling. If any of you guys are watching this and you live in any of these areas, please feel free to write in the comments how much snow you've gotten, if you've measured any. But I mean, this is very interesting. And also this does say some areas along Long Island have received up to 1 inch of snow, but this is on the eastern areas. So the western areas close to the city haven't received as much snow, and then obviously New Jersey and upstate, you're getting 2 to 4 inches of snow. Also look at this, northern Massachusetts. So this also goes for Boston. Up to 6 inches of snow from this one. So it could be a big snowstorm for those areas. So that's pretty cool to watch. So now we're going to be taking a look at the south. So I know that the our storm that's moving out now hasn't been that bad in terms of severe weather. Now this one coming up is going to be a lot worse, okay? We're going to have a big system that's going to be tracking eastward, and then once we get into the Mississippi and Alabama area, it's going to start tracking a little bit farther northward. So once your low pressure is located around here, you're going to start seeing a lot more movement northeast, meaning that Tennessee could receive a lot of rainfall but less severity in those storms. And also South Carolina, the northern tip of it would have the more storms in south of South Carolina. So just keep an eye on this one as we play through the day. So you can see you have high pressure staying in, and we go to let's go to the night, middle of the night, and you have some showers bubbling around Texas. This is actually the start of our storm. We get into the overnight hours, and here you go. You got storms already creeping up in Texas. This is in central Texas, so in the early morning hours. And then pretty much once you get into the morning hours, you'll start seeing those thunderstorms starting to fire up. So central Texas, this one could be a pretty good one for you guys. And you see quickly these form very intensely, and you can see there's a lot of orange and red showing up on the map, which usually indicates that these have severity in them. So when you see orange and red within these storms a day or two out from the day of the event, usually this means that severe weather is likely. And now watch out, because this forms a frontal line, which these storms usually do, so watch out for those damaging winds. The damaging wind gusts for Louisiana is probably going to be the biggest risk. And then this goes into Alabama and Mississippi, and still got that strong line. Still very heavy rain. It's going to continue raining for a long time. And you can see here you have your low pressure starting to move northeast. And really this doesn't exactly make it to North Carolina, but still don't count the severe weather out for you guys, and even for North Carolina too. So just keep watching that, and we'll keep tracking the system, but it could definitely be pretty damaging. And then you see in Florida too, you have those storms that will be moving through. That's as far as this model run goes. So we'll move on to your percentages, and we're looking at the day 2 outlook. So this would be tomorrow. Actually, this would be this would be tomorrow. And you can see you have an enhanced risk already up. So we're like, this is tomorrow, and we already have an enhanced risk. So I would not be too surprised if this got upgraded to the moderate risk, but we really just have to see what the model runs are going to continue saying throughout the night. Tornado risk, or actually let me just point out these cities here. You can see you have 2 separate enhanced risks. One for southern Texas, so not necessarily the San Antonio area, just because they're a little farther west from this small enhanced risk, but I would say just south of Houston, maybe even South Houston could see some high chances for this severe weather. And then north of Corpus Christi, same thing. And in Houston, and pretty much just surrounding this enhanced risk, all these cities surrounding the enhanced risk are in this small slight risk. Now, there's a good chance that this marginal risk could expand, meaning that it would include areas like Dallas, giving this slight risk to have some more room. So there's a good chance that Alexandria Donathan. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sorry, guys. But anyway, you know what I mean. This area here, and then obviously Houston would be more into this slight risk. Also meaning that the enhanced risk has a chance too of expanding. So a lot could happen in the next few hours. We're just going to continue seeing what the National Weather Service is saying about the storm. But as of now, we just know that severe weather is likely. We go to our tornado risk. It is off the charts. We have a 10% risk widespread, and this includes New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama. So big cities, guys. And you look at your population for your 10% risk, and you have population over 5 million. So, I mean, this includes New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, Matrier. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm saying these areas right or wrong. Sorry. Louisiana, and then Gulfport, Mississippi. I mean, so you get the idea, just that a lot of major cities could be impacted by the severe weather. So if any of you are watching this and you're in those areas, please continue paying attention to what the National Weather Service is saying, because it's sounding like there could be a few damaging tornadoes within these storms. Then you go to the wind, and it's pretty much the same. You don't have that secondary risk here south of Houston, but you still have that 30% risk in those same areas. So, again, New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama. We'll go to our hail risk. It's usually small just because we're in the winter. The biggest risk is in Texas just because it's a little warmer there. So, Houston and Sugar Land, Texas, Missouri City, Texas, and Baytown, Texas could all have this hail risk, as they are all in this 15% hail risk. So, something we're going to watch, and something that I'm going to include in my next few updates. So that takes care of the severe storm consecutive day outlook, and we're going to be now looking at the rainfall amounts. Now, this goes out 3 days. So this would be the total rainfall for the next 3 days. So that is pretty much the, I guess, timeline of the storm for the south. I mean, I know there's still more for the northeast, and it's not 1 to 3 days for the northeast, but right now we're talking about the south and the southeast. A lot of rain could fall within these guys. I mean, you see these reds and oranges here in central Louisiana and eastern Texas. I mean, this is 4 or 5 inches of rain. A lot of rain could fall, and it's just widespread 1-2 inches of rain. And then when you get in those purples, you're talking about possibly 2 to 3 inches of rain. And even in Mississippi and Alabama, you still have those purple areas with 1 3/4 of rain. So a lot of rain could fall with these, and you can see that it's just widespread. So continue watching this. Flooding could also be a big risk with these storms, so just watch out for that heavy rainfall. Now we are talking about our upcoming week with all this crazy activity in the atmosphere. Now, we only got 30 hours of this model run, so we're just going to have to put it to the 12Z to give us our full 384 hours. And we'll start diving into this. So, there's your first system moving, and then here you go. By tomorrow, you have that system in the south starting to develop. And sorry about that. And here's your storms in Texas starting to fire up. You got heavy snow for all of Oklahoma. So if any of you live in Oklahoma, just be prepared for all this heavy snow to be moving through. And I will say that this will definitely accumulate. So just watch out for that, and just make sure that you're ready for large snowfall amounts. And then also look at Arkansas. You see southern Arkansas in that severe weather, and then northern Arkansas in that very heavy snow. So expect big changes within these storms just because the cutoff is so tight, as you have the cold front staying true to the snow, staying true to the cold front, and then you have severe weather staying low down south. And then you keep playing this. This goes out through the day, staying strong. So now that you're getting into the southeast, more snow starting to move northeastward. So you have Illinois, Missouri, and still some of Arkansas and Oklahoma in those snowstorms, and then obviously Kansas getting some of that action too. Indianapolis starting to get some of that snow. Don't worry, guys, if any of you in those areas are winter weather fans, it should be snow pretty much the whole way through. And you can see this moves in the northeast, brings some snow and rain, mostly snow, and this kind of just lifts off, and you're done with that. Here comes your Clipper system that comes through. Doesn't quite make it to the past the Appalachian Mountains, but we'll continue to see just to make sure that it will not impact these cities along the eastern seaboard. But here comes your next system. Now you're getting some more snow in Michigan. Northern Illinois and northern Indiana are experiencing some of that snow, but will be the only ones experiencing heavy snow, and not southern Illinois and not southern Indiana as well. And then Ohio, I wouldn't expect any snowfall for you guys from this one. Also watch Louisiana, southern Louisiana. It looks like you guys are also going to have possible severe weather. So possibly another outbreak. Buffalo area, you guys could definitely have some snow. A few inches of snow could fall. And then you get a secondary low here that forms around Florida, and then this moves with the southern part of the storm, and that moves out. Here comes your third storm, I think this is, and this one isn't really the same setup as what we're seeing. Right now what we're seeing is a setup in this area. Now this one sets up around here, so a little bit farther east, meaning that this would track a little farther south, meaning that the chances are a little bit higher for some snowfall in the mid-Atlantic. And now you can see it's pretty much showing that, except the snowfall cutoff is again very tight. So that one won't be it won't be major, but it could quite possibly become major if this cold front moves fast enough. Now you have pretty strong cold air here, so any storm around February, the start of February, if you have any storm in this time frame and you're looking for snow, that this would be a good time frame. So that any system that starts off, also note that this one could be it, could be the one that brings snow to the mid-Atlantic. And we just got to watch this. And you see, it sticks around for a while, bringing Miami and Florida finally getting some rain. Then starts tracking just northward, almost like how a hurricane would. Brings some snow, sleet, and freezing rain to Long Island and the north in the East Coast. And then it continues snowing. And it moves out, not bringing much rain. So that one you gotta watch, because this one is bringing snow to more coastal areas and not interior parts of the Northeast. The next one formed quickly behind it, kind of splits in two, and won't be as big of a deal as it would be now. So, I mean, it could obviously re-intensify because we're so far out. Then behind it, you get another secondary storm that forms this line. And on the backside of this, those same areas along the coastline could see some snowfall and some ice. As you see in here on Long Island and New Jersey, you have some of that moderate to heavy snowfall that the GFS is showing. And then that's pretty much the end of our model run. So that's going to end it, but thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. I try and post updates every other day just because sometimes there's a lot of schoolwork, but I'm doing my best. But thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe out there. Tell me what you're seeing out there with all this crazy weather happening. But we'll catch you in the next update. So see you guys.